Yep, just like the title says, I quit and or kind of like failed 75 hard. And there's a lot more than just like I quit, I failed. And so you guys are gonna get a lot of this video, so please stay. But before we get into it, yo, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. In today's video, I'm not gonna be all like sad and soppy. I'm just gonna give you guys like the raw, like just me and like why I quit this like challenge or why I failed this challenge and whatnot. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking, Levi's he's a wussy for quitting the challenge when literally he only had like 2 weeks left of the challenge. I get it, trust me, I felt the same way. But at the end of the day, I had to choose my own, I would say, health, mentally, emotionally, physically, over, I would say, the comments or thoughts of others. Without further ado, let's get into why I quit, because I have 3 reasons as to why I quit. First reason being is that I don't know how many of you guys have been following me on YouTube since the summer of 2022, or a little before the summer of 2022, but in May of 2022, I started my first ever preparation for my powerlifting meet, bodybuilding show, half marathon, and a 5K back to back to back to back to back. Surprisingly, I completed all of those things, which was great, and I placed well in all of them, which is kind of like the basis or foundation of my channel. It's just to basically show you guys that an average basic guy like me can go out and do anything as long as I put my mind to it, and that is always going to be the emphasis or focus on my channel. But after all those challenges, I never gave myself once, even in between them, to take a break and step away from everything I was doing and just take a chill pill, just because I feel like I was just super hard on myself, which is going to be something I talk about a little later on. But yeah, I never gave myself time to breathe even after the fact of completing all of those. And right after I completed my last one, which was the 5K, I jumped right into the 75 hard challenge, which pretty much just set me up for failure. Because I remember going into the challenge, I was just like, man, like, I just feel so exhausted. Like, I just feel like I need to take a break, but I had already fully committed. I had been telling you guys like, oh, I'm gonna like take on the challenge. So I had this pressure on me to perform. You know, it was just all in my head. Like, I had this made up pressure in my head that I had to do this challenge. So I guess the first reason would be is just like, I wasn't really ready from the get-go. Like, I kind of had set myself up for failure for this challenge. And the second reason is, if not the biggest reason as to why I quit, it kind of like summarizes everything. So now I'm gonna get a little serious, but I don't know how many of you guys saw on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, be sure to go follow me there. I share a lot more personal things on there. Well, I would say I do it like even more personal actually on YouTube. But one of my best friends, Sabian, took his life in the beginning of November. And when he took his life, it was really hard. Like, I'm still going through like the grieving process. It's still very hard for me to just conceptualize the fact that he is no longer here with us today, or with me, or with anyone. It's just been a very hard, I would say, just thing that has happened in my life. And I wish when it happened that I just stopped everything I was doing, including like school, including social media, including 75 hard. I wish I would have just stopped everything, gave myself time to grieve, and give myself time to like really think about what happened, just because like I need that time. I'm human, and that's gonna be one huge like piece of like, I don't know, information that you guys are gonna get out of this, is that you're human, and that when these things happen in life, it's okay to take a step back and just, you know, sit there and go, okay, like this actually happened. I can take time for myself. But instead I continued on with the challenge. And like I said, I wish I would have given myself more time to grieve. And in other words, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I just felt so stressed out during that time period. And it kind of led up to me just being really pissed off, which is basically my third reason as to why I quit. I was just mind boggled at what had happened with my friend, and I really wish I just would have quit the challenge right then and there, but I continued onward just because of how hard I was on myself, which again, we're going to talk a little more about later on. But back to the third reason, which we're jumping forward to now. Yeah, I was just pissed off. Like, I had created so many like mental battles now in my mind that I was just kind of like mentally going downhill. So to give you guys my perspective is, I was thinking, well, people are gonna think I'm a people are gonna think I'm a because I quit the challenge with only like 14 days left. And then another part in my head was like, well, I just lost my friend, it's okay to mourn. And then another part in my head was like, there's no breaks, there's no blah, blah, blah. That's just like my natural like go-getter instinct. And so I just had like all of these voices everywhere and it was just pissing me off. So one of the days we were in Idaho, which you guys saw in the last 75 hard vlog that I did, which was like the 2 months in, like the next day after I'd recorded that video, I was thinking about how am I going to get one of my indoor workouts in today after we had been snowboarding. And I was just like, man, I don't want to have to think about this right now. Like, I just want to have a good time because like something serious happened in my life and I just like, I want to feel happy a little bit. I want to feel just like upbeat and energy. So I was like, I'm done. Like I'm quitting the challenge because I'm going to allow myself to enjoy this vacation that I'm on with my friends. And so quit the challenge that day. Don't really regret it. Don't feel ashamed. I don't really care what anyone else's opinion is. And after that, all the voices that were going on inside my head just stopped and I felt a lot more at peace because of it. Yes, in all, one of the biggest takeaway from this video is do not be so hard on yourself that you are taking away your health. So people have always said this one quote, and I used to think it was kind of bull, I didn't understand it, but health over wealth. Not that I was like afraid of not making money, but I'm always afraid that, oh, like what if I don't do this, then something bad will happen. And wealth can be anything that you perceptualize. So wealth could have been like gaining momentum on like my channel. It could have been gaining momentum in life. Like I just felt that I couldn't stop and I feel like the world was asking too much of me. And I even remember I sat down with someone from a church and they were like, do you feel that the world is kind of, I would say, demanding you to do too much right now and you feel like you can't take time for yourself? And I openly admitted, I was like, yes. I kind of just thought about that like every day after I had said that to him. And I was like, man, this is becoming too much. And so, yeah, that's why I quit. And like I said earlier, one of the other huge lessons, I'm human. I'm not Superman. Like I said, I'm an average guy and I try to do out of the ordinary things or out of the ordinary, anything any of you guys can do. But I'm still human, just like you guys. So yeah, that's why I quit, AKA failed. But that is going to do it for this video. It's a very simple video. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. I am going to do Project 50, which is very similar to 75 hard come the new year. Maybe I'll do 75 hard again in the future if you guys are interested in that or if I'm interested in it. But yeah, like I said, I quit. That's it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just gonna end the video here. Hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button because you guys know we'll be back. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. I'll see you guys in the next one.